following a weekend that did not disappoint. From Edison International Field in Anaheim, California, it's round 3 of EA Sports Supercross, presented by Speed Stick. Hello, everybody. Art Ekman along with former champion David Bailey. Exactly 1 year ago today, it was round 3. We were here in Anaheim, California. Ricky Carmichael and Jeremy McGrath were tied in points. We're back in Anaheim. It's the 3rd round. The two are still tied in points, but a big difference. They're tied for 11th place, not first this time around.
Well, nobody could have guessed this, and it's a disaster in terms of the points. A little over 30 points behind they both are, but if you look at what you get for a race win, 25 points, I think these guys are counting on some of the other guys having a bad race. If that happens, they're back in the points chase. Now, I know Carmichael believes he can still win this championship. He also tied McGrath with 13 wins in a row last year, so if either one of McGrath or Carmichael get hot, Villeman and LaRocco have a problem.
David Villeman has precisely and coolly carved out 2 victories in the first 2 rounds, and with more on Monsieur Villeman is our Davey Combs.
You know, the funny thing about David Villeman is he's the guy no one's talking about, and yet he's the only rider in the series that hasn't lost yet. Last week he gave Travis Pastrana a 20-lap riding lesson. Can he make it 3 in a row? I guess we'll see, but I got to tell you this, not a person back there in the pits thinks he can do it except David Villeman.
As we get ready for the first qualifier, David, let's take a look at the Speed Stick track map and what they have to contend with.
First thing they got to contend with is getting into that first corner. First corner is going to be a lot of guys getting shoved wide. This is the next straightaway on board with Keith Johnson. The rhythm section, there's going to be a lot of different timings through there. This is the first triple. 65 feet into sand. That's something we haven't seen in quite a while. A lot of different lines through there to set you up for an interesting straightaway. 3 plateaus. They're only about a bike length long. The timing has to be perfect right there. You fall down into the valleys. Then you go across the starting line into another whoop section, and one more before the switchbacks to the finish.
The starting lineup now. EA Sports starting lineup. LaRocco, Pastrana, and Carmichael in the same heat, David.
It's like a main event. And to have Carmichael and Pastrana together right now might be worth the price of admission if nothing else happens tonight. These guys have been all over each other in yesterday's practice and so far this afternoon.
You also have Chad Reed, who's 3rd currently in the points race. The top 4 only advancing to the main event out of our qualifying heat.
Carmichael starting right next to Mike LaRocco, also on a Honda. He's just to the inside of Mike, and like I always say, if you're a little bit to the inside and you get a good jump, you can just shove everybody wide in the first corner. One
thing about Supercross is no matter how well or how badly you've done in the past, it doesn't matter. You've got to qualify every race. We're off and running. Nice move by Windham on the inside, got the whole shot, but it's Travis Pastrana out in front. Look at that bright chartreuse and yellow outfit. He's being pursued by his Suzuki teammate, Ezra Lusk, as they hit the sand.
Oh, Travis makes a big mistake right there coming out of the sand. His teammate gets by, and look at these guys' outfits. I mean, this is something I've never seen before, and I like it.
Little camouflage there for Kevin Windham, huh, Dave?
Yeah, it's new. I see Travis a little bit over-anxious. Rides the nose into that corner. For most riders, that would turn into a little bit more loss of time, but Travis is so good at recovering from mistakes.
Chad Reed is in 3rd. And it's Ron Cotta getting edged out right now out of 4th by Tim Ferry.
And an uncharacteristically bad start. I mean, a bad start for Carmichael. He's just now working himself into the top half of this pack. I don't think he's going to have a chance at catching these guys. You see Kevin ruins his timing through there, and there goes Travis.
Great move by Travis Pastrana, and now the crowd comes alive again as they look at each other going over the triple into the sand. Roger DeCoster holding his breath that the 2 Suzukis will take each other out.
I think he's used to it now. These guys ride, train together. He sees a lot more crazy stuff during the week. Look at that.
Incredible. Wyndham's putting on a fine show against Pastrana. And they're pointing at each other. Oh, the crowd is loving it.
This is just what Kevin needed, too, to be able to get out and have a good heat race, be dealt an ace for a change, and relax a little bit, have some fun. For Travis, it's business as usual. This is just recess for him.
You see, Carmichael is in the number 9 position. He needs to go up to 4th before qualifying. You got Wyndham, Pastrana, Chad Reed, Nathan Ramsey on the 4-stroke Honda. And Carmichael is back in 9th. Bar out in front is what the crowd's reacting to. Carmichael having problems.
He looked a little shaky to me in practice. He was fast. He and Travis were definitely the fastest from on my watch, but he was a little shaky. That was the problem he had here at the first Anaheim. And he can hear the crowd going bananas. That's because Travis and Kevin have passed each other several times. They're having their fun out there, looking at each other. No arm pump for these guys.
Travis Pastrana, number 199, with number 14 right behind him, Kevin Wyndham. Whoa, one little mistake, and his teammate is right on him.
I believe Travis is coming off a little bit more momentum. He's got a little bit more confidence. He seemed a little bit faster in the practice yesterday and this afternoon, so I think he might be able to break free here if he doesn't have to ride defensive and block his line with his teammate.
And this is the first round that he's really gotten rid of that sinus infection and the headaches that went along with it.
Well, I know how that could feel. I have that myself right now. These guys don't have the luxury of sitting out. They've got to perform no matter what. Travis is good at anything to do with adversity. Anytime he's got a cast or anything happens to his bike, to his body, he's always able to overcome it. This cold is nothing.
You know, Kevin Wyndham, when they had the introductions out before the fans, before the national anthem, he came out a little 80 mini bike. That's got to be a planned thing to kind of loosen him up.
Yeah, definitely, and it's working right now.
Let's go to Davey, trackside.
Hey, guys, watch Travis go through these moves. We used to talk a lot about Jeremy McGrath being able to ride above the track. Pastrana is hitting the first whoop, which can't be more than knee-high, and jumping about the next 7. He's the only guy doing it. When he comes around, he could win the main event if he could do that 20 times in a row later on tonight.
Here's Pastrana out in front. He got his first 250 podium last week in San Diego, a 2nd place.
That's the section right there Davey talked about. Travis jumps about 6 or 7 bumps in, and it's a much faster line. He's already been able to pass Kevin there twice, but Kevin won't let him off the hook.
Kevin right behind him, not anticipating a fall, that's for sure.
Now Kevin's got one line on the track that's much better than Travis. That's through the sand. He goes to the right. He has a chance for a block pass there if Travis leaves the door open. And I can just imagine how these guys are going to look over that finish line jump the final lap. They're both in the main. They're both riding well. They're having a good time. Travis is full of tricks. And I don't know if anyone in the sport can whip it further upside down than Kevin Wyndham. Maybe this guy. But he's not going to be in the mood for any tricks after this performance. He's caught LaRocco.
RC is up to 8th. LaRocco's in 7th. And that's Tim Ferry. He's right next to him.
That just goes to show how important the start's going to be tonight. They're catching Roncada. What a group of riders that might not even make it out of this heat. That's going to be a tough semi for privateers or in a will to hurt if these guys all have to.
Here comes LaRocco. He makes the pass on Roncada. So LaRocco now moving up to 6th place, but time is running out. Mike LaRocco with a very consistent start on the season. A 2nd in the opening round, a 3rd in last week's round, as Travis Pastrana, number 199, continues to lead by that 0.7 of a second over his teammate.
The front end almost washed out right there. He's pushing it hard. He's starting to move a little bit more to the inside through the sand section. He just turned the fastest lap, the last lap of the entire group. Plus, with a 55.5. Plus, he owns the fastest lap of the race at a 54.5.
He had the fastest lap of last week's race, holding on to 2nd place.
You know, if you look at Travis, any level of racing that he's ever been in, he's always been able to rise to the top. The 250 class, I thought would take him the longest, but here he is round 2 and 3, proving that he's the title contender.
He got by Fonseca, who's riding with an extremely injured elbow on Team Honda's effort. Final lap. White flag is out for Travis Pastrana. Pastrana improved vastly from first round to second, a 19th in the first round, a second in the second round. But Wyndham also had a big improvement last week over the opener. He got the whole shot, slipped to 6th place, but he held on well after having a miserable first round. Wyndham started on a 14th and moved back up to 8th in that opening round.
Here comes a chance to pay a little something back to the fans. They love this kid.
Nothing but lappers in front of him.
That line starting to develop down the left side of the whoops. That'll be the favorite for a while, but by the main event, that run will get so deep, they'll start to move back out into the middle.
Only moments to the checkered flag for Travis Pastrana. The neck for Travis. Ricky Carmichael is not going to transfer. He's 6th behind LaRocco. So Nathan Ramsey put the Honda into the main event in 4th. And Chad Reed held on to 3rd. Boy, that was an impressive race. Great qualifying action on the Honda results board. It's Pastrana, Wyndham, Reed, and Ramsey. Well, another exciting qualifying round coming up next. Round 3 of EA Sports Supercross is being brought to you by Suzuki, the reigning AMA 125 Eastern Region Supercross and Arena Cross champion. By EA Sports, if it's in the game, it's in the game. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters.
I thought dating again would be tough.
He's cute. Is he younger than me?
Maybe getting rid of my gray hair was just what I needed.
Just for men. More than a hair color, it's a hair rejuvenator. Gray hair is shampooed away in 5 easy minutes. Vitamin Enriched Just for Men brings back a thicker, healthier, natural look.
I wonder how I did tonight.
Would you like to come in?
Just for Men, the rejuvenator.
Pep Boys has cut prices on hundreds of items throughout the store, like these hands-free wireless phone kits. They were $59.99, now just $39.88. Or 4-pack wheel covers, now only $28.88. Look for this sign and save at Pep Boys.
Out here, amongst the clouds and the sea, a chain gun. Bloodwake set a course for destruction. New and only on Xbox, rated T for teen.
Mr. Offense, meet Mr. Defense. Chris Pronger and Keith Kachuk bring the Blues to Jaromir Jagr, Peter Bondra, and the Caps. Opposites explode on ESPN Wednesday Night Hockey. Blues at Capitals, 8 Eastern Wednesday on ESPN.
Welcome back to Edison International Field in Anaheim, California, where we saw 199 battle it out with his teammate number 14, Travis Pastrana, victorious over Wyndham. Let's go to Davey.
You know, Travis, for a guy who's always having fun, that looked like a whole lot of fun.
That was the best Supercross race I ever had in my life. I know it's just a qualifier, but man, Kevin and I, it felt like practice. We were just going out there just railing, and Kevin, he kills me all the time in practice. So I'm just really glad to see that he's, you know, getting out there, and I hope he can step it up for the main like he did there, but kind of half of me hopes he doesn't, because he's just unbelievable. But you know, our Suzukis are running really great, and what a fun race.
You know, last week, if you'd had one more lap, you might have gotten your first 250 main event win. Tonight, you might only need 20 laps.
Yeah, well, last week, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Villeman's just perfect every single time. But, you know, this time, I feel ready. I feel healthy, and I'm ready to go out and win. So, thanks.
Speaking of David Villeman, in our starting lineup, Villeman will lead things off. He's won the first 2 rounds. Ezra Lusk, number 11, right there. Michael Byrne has showed well. Way, Huffman, Jeremy McGrath to match up against David Villeman. Well, there was one season, David, that they were going at it for the championship.
Well, Villeman was able to run Jeremy down at Phoenix. Surprised everybody. There's Villeman and Jeremy right next to each other, but Jeremy to the inside. He's got Lusk to the inside of him, then that big number 3 of Mike Brown. Jeremy was expecting last year Villeman to be his toughest competition, and then Ricky came out of the woodwork and surprised everybody. Villeman had broken ribs, a lot of injuries. He never got a chance to really show what he's shown us these past 2 weeks.
Once again, the top 4 advance to the main event. The rest go to the semifinal rounds, where the top 5 from each round will make the main, and then it goes to the LCQ, where only 2 have that last chance to make a 20-rider field for the 250s here in Anaheim. Another packed house all the way up to the final row. Sees the 32nd. Go sideways, and we're off. Second qualifier. Villeman in good position as he explodes off that first turn. Michael Byrne, number 35, in second. Ezra Lusk, number 11, in third.
And just like in the first heat, Carmichael getting a terrible start. McGrath has done the same. He's passed a few riders this opening lap, but he's nowhere in contention with where he needs to be. Villeman is just unbelievable. He's always up front. He's led 36 of the 40 laps so far in the series, the main event. He just seems like he's always up front. And I'm impressed. Artie's a fantastic rider, but I'll be much more of a believer in him if I see him come from behind to get into this position.
McGrath has passed 2 riders into 6th. He's got 2 more spots to get into a qualifying range right now. But the pace that Villeman is setting, with Ezra Lusk in second, now moving ahead of Byrne. Brown is after Byrne. And Jean-Sebastian Waugh out of Canada is in front of Jeremy McGrath, who is in 6th. There's Byrne taking on Lusk. Good clean pass.
Beautiful move. Lusk didn't have the right timing for that rhythm section. Byrne did. He was able to just squeak by on the inside for the pass.
Well, the Australians have really been impressive. You saw Chad Reed in the last qualifier take a 3rd. Well, Byrne is in the same position, although Byrne did qualify and run main events last year.
Amazed Ezra was able to get him back where he did. I thought those 3 tabletops wasn't much you can really do there in terms of a difference of speed, but Ezra right back into second. Second's not good enough for Ezra. He wants to win. He knows he's as fast, if not faster, than Villeman. He needs to get up there and find out what David is doing, see if he can, well, that will rub up on him for the main event.
We've seen a lot of great French riders come over here, but never as a non-U.S. citizen won the first 2 rounds of the U.S. Supercross. I mean, you go back to Greg Albertine. He won an opener, didn't win the second. Tortelli, he won an opener, didn't win the second. Here we go.
Crowd going nuts because Jeremy, behind this battle, has just moved his way into qualifying position. Jeremy's last lap.
Lusk, Byrne, and McGrath. As we check out the young lad from France, who has had such a terrific start on the season.
He's just been flawless so far. He just turned a 55.9. Not quite what Travis and Kevin were turning in that first heat, but a lot faster than McGrath. Even though he's working his way through the field, he just turned a 58. So now that he's in the clear, we'll keep an eye on that, see if it improves.
You know, last week he had to go to the semifinal round, but as you pointed out to me, David, he really learned a lot from having to go on for another round.
I think so. He was mad at himself because of that poor start in the heat race. He got to get out there in the semi and learn the whoop section, which is where he passed for the lead, and also stay warm. You know, these guys after the heat race have a long time before the main event to get cold and ride tight. He didn't have that problem.
Last year, Ricky Carmichael had an unbelievable string, whether it was international or not, as he was on the winning Motocross the Nations team. He won the U.S. Open in Las Vegas. He won the 250 championships in both Supercross and Motocross. Well, David Villemin has a mini international run going for him right now, as he was on the French winning team in the Motocross the Nations. Their first win ever, by the way. And then he did a great job winning Bercy for the second time in a row. So can he hold on to that string?
From what I'm seeing so far, it seems to be his time right now. Plus, he won the first round of the Vans Triple Crown, a series within a series worth $500,000.
There's Jeremy McGrath. And he's putting on a battle now, trying to put some pressure on Byrne, number 35, to move into third to get a little bit better gate position in the main event.
I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing from Jeremy. He's able to work his way up. In the first 2 rounds, he's pretty much come off the line and stayed right where he was or dropped back. Here he's moving up, so it doesn't appear that he's riding tight, which was the problem in the first couple of rounds. A lot of people pointing their finger at his new trainer. I don't think that's the problem. Jeremy's always lifted weights. The problem is that now he's an athlete. In addition to being an incredible talent on a motorcycle, with that comes a little bit more pressure and expectation.
Oh, Jeremy looks good through those boots. Trying to catch up on Byrne, number 35. Goes to the outside. Byrne has a little edge on him, but he doesn't have the speed. Here comes Jeremy. Oh, he can't quite get by.
He was being a little bit nice right there as well. That would have put Byrne down, maybe. I think he's confident that he's going to be able to get him somewhere. He dropped his lap from a 58 to a 56 flat. Still not fast enough, but he's been in traffic.
McGrath really wanting to make a move toward the contenders, being 31 points down, tied with Carmichael right now, down to the leader, David Villemin. Well, Byrne, he's holding his own like a veteran.
You know, Byrne, Chad Reed, these guys are for real. You know, last year, Byrne, I've already said he was just starting to crack into the top 10. Now this guy is serious. I mean, Jeremy is not riding bad here. He's riding fantastic. Better than we've seen him ride so far in the series. And he really can't do anything about it.
Jeremy to the outside. The crowd is really hoping. It's a Jeremy McGrath crowd here. Bar to bar. Whoa, Byrne. What a slip on the brakes, but Jeremy does get the advantage.
I was surprised that Byrne let Jeremy come in there the very next lap and have the same opportunity to pass on the inside, but what a smart move by Byrne to not let Jeremy tap his front wheel and have him sitting there off balance. He saved that and has a chance to get him back.
The white flag will be out the next time around for David Villemin. And Jeremy McGrath showing us that he is now relaxed. He now wants to build himself back up to top form.
Well, I've been here. I raced here 4 times, Art, and I won 2 of those. I almost won the other one. I fell down and ended up 4th. The year I had arm pump here, I got 11. Arm pump and riding tight, putting a lot of pressure on yourself. It's just bad news for a guy with these kinds of expectations, but it seems like he's starting to loosen up some.
Back to Villemin. It will be, incidentally, his first qualifying heat win of the year. And he loves the sand as well. Keep the front up and the power on.
Well, he doesn't have to push himself in his heat. He's got a good lead over Ezra Lusk, but his lap times are nowhere near what was going on in that first heat. And they're going to have to be because Travis is on tonight. Carmichael's going to have to go to the semi. Villemin has a chance to put more points on both Carmichael and McGrath, but he's got to watch out for Travis. Travis is proving to me that he's a title contender now. You can't let him get any closer.
Lusk in second, Jeremy in third. What you just saw with Byrne on the score was the last lap, and Villemin takes the checkered flag.
Mediocre ride by Ezra, just hung in there in second.
Checking out the Suzuki leaderboard right now, Villemin will be right on top. And what an outstanding performance by Villemin with a great start and separating himself from the field. Lusk, McGrath, and Byrne qualify, and they will go directly to the main event. We'll be back with more action and features right after this.
Has escaped. digital cable feature, Planet of the Apes.
Adelphia Digital Cable. See what's happening.
See? The interactive guide is easy.
Come to Williams Martial Arts and Fitness, where you can expect the best.
Call Williams Martial Arts and Fitness Center at 858-3800.
Sunday, a night of originals from ESPN. The Block. First at 8, from Anna to A-Rod, sports' most beautiful people.
Find out who's hot, who's the hottest.
Us Magazine and ESPN present the world's sexiest athletes.
Part of The Block.
Then at 10, part 2 of the season, Arizona football.
1-8, fellas.
The world's sexiest athletes at 8. The season, Arizona football at 10. The Block. Sunday night on ESPN.
This is the place where I can build my cabin and get away from it all with a little help from my all-new Suzuki Quadrunner Eiger 400. I didn't spend much, and it's got all the features I need, so I can build my cabin and get away from it all. Get into the great outdoors. Get back to nature. Get back on my Eiger. Get some ice. Get some x-rays and get a contractor.
Now choose reduced financing like 2.95% APR or up to $400 in free accessories.
Can I drive? No. Let me drive.
Wait. Let me drive?
No.
The EA Sports Supercross Tour comes back to Anaheim before heading to Indy to open the 125 West season, as well as the 250s, rounding out the month of February, Minneapolis and Atlanta. Let's go to Davey Coombs.
Well, David, you just continue to be on a fantastic run. That was a great heat race win.
Yeah, I got a good start, and you know, the track is very slippery because like the humidity is coming, so it's kind of slick and very tough to ride because with the 250 and like a lot of power, it's like you have to use the throttle control, and you know, I'm really confident right now, and I like a week off this week, helped my knee a little bit, so, and I feel very confident because, you know, I won the first 2 races, but my goal is not to win like the 16 races. I know I want to win all those, so, you know, I try to have fun. I had a lot of fun on the track, and you know, I want to keep it up for the main event.
So far, so good. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Our Hunter close-up this week focuses on elder statesman Mike LaRocco. In his 16th season, LaRocco has won national motocross titles, but no Supercross championship. Yet he's continually impressed by the young superstars.
Guys like Ricky that come in and they change the pace, and we all adapt. And this year, same story. I mean, I need to do some homework, and definitely part of it's getting my starts better in the first part of the race, which has been my plan in the past. But I mean, I really know I need to do something about it, and I think Ricky's riding at a different level. I mean, we're not what I'm used to. I mean, he's riding a sprint pretty much the whole race, and that's something I'm going to work on too as well. And I mean, those things is kind of what keep me going. That's a new challenge for me to try and do that, and I think I can do it.
LaRocco's longevity has surprised even himself.
I think our career is extending with technology and with the fact that everybody's training hard, and then the sport's growing, you know, so that for me it's like it's still good. I mean, it's still chasing me.
Having originally planned retirement several years ago, LaRocco laughs when asked what he'll be doing 5 to 10 years from now.
Well, probably still be doing this now. I don't know. It's been 15 years. This will be my 16th season. And at one point in the last few years, I thought, okay, I'll kind of continue this team, you know, running a team and carrying on. But to be honest with you, I don't know. I've learned a lot with that over the last couple of years, and that ain't near as fun as riding. So, I mean, I'll probably ride till I feel where if I'm not competitive or I can't give it my 100%, and at that point reevaluate, see what's available, and move on.
Disneyland, not far from us here at Edison Field, but all the action seems to be here. Jeff Emig will be joining us when we return to Edison International Field.
Rated E for everyone.
Come to Pep Boys, where Jack's been cutting prices on hundreds of items like high-quality 80,000-mile Futura tires, now as low as 4 for $159, or 55,000-mile Futura tires as low as 4 for $129. Get an incredible deal on tires today at Pep Boys.
What? You can't bring that motorcycle in here, you filthy animal!
At $400 a night, I'll bring whatever I want to my room.
Security! Help me! I've been run over by Mad Mike Jones!
Winter X Games 6 in Aspen, sponsored by Right Guard Extreme Sport, begins February 1st on ESPN.
Dave Chappelle here. I'm setting this guy up on a blind date to show that Right Guard Extreme Sport works under the most extreme conditions. Ladies! You gotta get a number, dog. See? Extreme protection against odor and wetness. Love hurts. Goes on clear, doesn't quit. You guys really hitting it off.
Right Guard Extreme Sport. Get extreme. Get Right Guard.
Carlos! Edwin will.
RPM tonight is the fastest 30 minutes on television, and it comes your way tomorrow night at 10 Eastern. For all of your motorsports news, it's RPM tonight on ESPN2. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Well, we've been talking about arm pump the last couple of weeks. And just what is arm pump? Well, here's former champion Jeff Emig to help explain.
Each week, we hear about a guy getting arm pump, whether it's a 125 class, 250 class, whether it's a guy that trains or doesn't train. Now what's happening is that his forearms between his wrist and his elbow are pumping up like balloons. The reason that that happens is because they're holding on to the grips as tight as they can. When they're doing 20 laps of a Supercross main event and they're pounding the whoops, they're holding on as tight as they can to the grips. Now, when you're going over the finish line jump, or like the triples, that's when you want to relax. You want to take deep breaths, let loose of the grips. It's the guys that don't that pump up. Now, if you guys want to feel what arm pump is, take a broomstick and some rope, tie a 5-pound weight to each side, and roll that thing up and down for about 15, 20 minutes straight. Then you'll see how it feels.
Can McGrath shake the arm pump like he did in qualifying? Will David Villeman make it 3 in a row? Never before done by any of the great Yamaha stars at the beginning of a series. We'll find out next.
Introducing the tough new crew cab long bed. It's the next frontier.
They took everything Gordon Brewer had.
The guerrillas call it collateral damage.
Except his rage.
The assassin is back in Colombia.
But you cannot take the law into your own hands.
Thanks for your advice.
If it's a war they want.
Don't even look at those guys unless you can kill them.
They picked the wrong guy. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Collateral Damage. Rated R. Starts February 8th at a theater near you.
Come to Pep Boys for all of your car care needs. Buy an Energizer battery starting as low as $69.99. Get an Energizer battery at Pep Boys today and we'll guarantee it for 24 months and give you free jumpstart service for 3 years. Come to Pep Boys for an Energizer battery today.
What the hell's going on out here?
Biography brings you the stories
that go beyond the sports page. Frank Gifford.
I would hate for his whole legacy to be defined by one mistake.
Vince Lombardi.
He believed in God, family, and the Green Bay Packers, but in his real life, the family always came third.
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath was seen almost as the Antichrist.
Walter Payton and Joe Montana. NFL Greats Week on Biography begins Monday on A&E.
We're back in Anaheim. Our Suzuki big moment so far. After a great battle with his teammate Kevin Windham, number 199, Travis Pastrana, winning his qualifying heat a full second faster than the other qualifying heat winner, David Villeman. The semifinal results important because look who's in there. Ron Cotta beating Ricky Carmichael and Mike LaRocco in the opening semi. And in the second semifinal round, which the top 5 riders advanced to the main event, it was Michael Brown, the 125 East rider, capping it right there. The Nissan Last Chance qualifier, Heath Voss, Blackfoot Honda, and Kyle Lewis making the final 2 spots on the gate. James Pavoni getting the Racer X gas car. Let's get into the start now for this 250 main as David Villeman looks for his 3rd main event win in a row, lining up next to Ron Cotta on the right there. But it's Travis Pastrana on the Suzuki lineup, along with Villeman, Jeremy McGrath, of course, Chad Reed with a good performance in the qualifying, Nathan Ramsey, his best qualifier of the year, and we go down the rest of the list. Not the best gate positions, the choices for Carmichael and LaRocco.
No, it's not good. You know what surprises me, too? Last week, Pastrana started all the way on the inside. It worked great for him. Here, he had the first pick to the gate, and he lined up pretty much in the middle. He's to the outside, so he's got to get a good jump, or he's going to get shoved wide.
He's rubbing those forearms. Take a look at the white line out of that first turn. That's the Powerade hole shot. The first rider crossing that line, $1,500 bonus money from Powerade.
Plus, the start is so important tonight. If you get jammed up in that first corner, even Ricky Carmichael, as fast as he is, I don't see him clawing his way through 10 or 15 guys. He's got to be in the top 5 to have a shot at the win. Unless he gets lucky.
Yes, for the 20th, coming back for the 4th in that second round. Would love to put another low single-digit number up in the books to get back into the championship fight. This is your favorite.
Yeah, Travis, his lap times in his heat race a full second faster than anyone else, and he was just out there having a good time. Look how relaxed he is. He's making gestures to the guys out there with the 30-second card. He's having a blast. He told his gear designer, I want something bright. They accomplished that.
The important thing is he's a lot more healthy than he was in the last 2 rounds when he had the sinus infection, all kinds of headaches. The 30-second board is about ready to go sideways. It is. We're about set for round number 3, 250 action from Anaheim. Kevin Windham, the Powerade hole shot winner. And it's Windham taking over the lead.
His teammate, Travis, right back there in 3rd in good position.
Michael Byrne, another great start. He's in 2nd place.
Travis gets around him already, so here we go again. Suzuki teammates out front.
Looking very similar to that qualifying round where they challenged each other bar to bar until finally Pastrana took over things. Look at the competition behind him. Michael Byrne. Number 25's Nathan Ramsey on the 4-stroke. 21, Ron Cotta.
You can see back to that loop section, clear back to McGrath. You couldn't see Carmichael. Another bad start. And all kinds of, before those S-turns before the finish line, all kinds of banging going on. Riders going down. Carmichael getting collected a little bit in that.
The Sobe Suzuki's out in front. Ron Cotta in 3rd on the Kawasaki. 2 Hondas. Then David Villeman. Ezra Lusk. Mike LaRocco. McGrath is moved into a spot right behind them.
This is perfect for Windham. They were trying to keep him relaxed. He has the same problem Jeremy has. He gets tight. He can't ride to his potential in the race because it means so much. If you can loosen up and get a flow going, you're a completely different rider out there. And here we are again. He's got his teammate behind him. He knows Travis isn't going to do something stupid. They got a big lead over Ron Cotta, who hasn't really been a threat in the first couple of races. So Kevin should be able to relax here And if he doesn't finish on the podium, something's really wrong.
Kevin Windham with 6 career 250 Supercross victories. They all came after the 6th round, or between the 6th round and 13 rounds in a season. He's known for a late start on the season, not this early.
He's holding his own against Travis.
Down the stretch last year, he had 4 podiums, including 2 second places.
I really thought Travis would have closed the gap by now. So Windham is riding well.
Is Travis playing the waiting game?
Travis is kind of glancing over his shoulder, and he's got that whole loop section lead on third. There's no pressure from behind yet. No Carmichael, no Villeman, no McGrath, no threat. So he's going to be patient. Plus, if you get a little closer to the rider in front of you, you start to get bruised. All that dirt coming off the rear wheel wrecks your vision, and it hurts. Villeman trying to make a move on Ramsey. Now, this is what I wanted to see from Villeman. He's been playing aces so far. Now, I'm impressed with his performance, but he's led 36 of the 40 laps. Okay, he hasn't really had to do that much work. Here, he's got to work his way up, and if he can do that again in Podium, he's going to prove to me and everybody else that he's a little bit more serious contender for the championship.
He's working against a hard-working 4-stroke in Nathan Ramsey off a Team Honda. Here comes Villeman. He gets close. Villeman looking now for the move. There's Carmichael, and he's behind Michael Byrne in 10th spot. He was at 10th.
Yeah, so much for that. So Burns, great start. The intensity this year is so ridiculous, is so high. But if you're not riding perfect right from the beginning, that's what happens. You just go backwards in a hurry.
Honda stopwatch will give you an idea of the last laps of Windham and Carmichael. Now, Pastrana puts the challenge to Windham.
Here comes his favorite section. Watch him jump in. Couldn't do it that time.
Oh, Windham just took off in there, too. He knew it.
Watch what happens after this right-hander. Travis decided to change his line. Everyone's been running the left. Watch Travis. The last lap, he ran the complete right side, and he made up time. May have decided that he was going to save that. He's been able to take completely different lines out there from Kevin out front and still keep with him in the same pace. So Travis, very versatile. He's got a lot up his sleeve. He's not showing us everything just yet. But Villeman looks like he's just moved into third. So Travis is going to have to hurry.
What do you think, Davey?
Well, last week Travis told us that Villeman gave him a 20-lap riding lesson. I asked him what's the main thing he learned. He said, I was too patient. You watch, this isn't going to last long.
Too patient, he thought, huh? What a rebound after that opening round.
See if he can try that right side down the whoops again. It looked good when he tried it. There he goes.
Pastrana in the whoops with Windham, his teammate. He's making it interesting. The crowd now starting to anticipate. Windham by the barn. Pastrana over the finish line jump. 14 laps to go. We're halfway through, a little bit more. This is a 20-lap main, it should read.
See, Travis's lines are starting to come together now. He experimented around. As soon as he noticed that Kevin was starting to struggle just a little bit, Villeman getting into third. Actually, Roncada was able to get Villeman back. So Villeman is not closed yet. He's not a threat, but Travis is going to make sure of that. Now he's going to show Windham a few things. Windham will be able to watch Travis and maybe keep pace with him, and they'll put themselves in first and second.
Pastrana, Windham, Roncada, the top three. Then Roncada, Villeman, and Ramsey rounding out the top five. Carmichael is back in 8th right now. McGrath is in 9th. We'll be right back. Can a Suzuki win their first?
This month, Adelphia's got the blockbusters you've been waiting for. Catch Castaway on HBO. Meet the Parents on Cinemax. What Women Want on Showtime. Mission Impossible 2 on the Movie Channel. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon on Stars. And Navy SEALs on Encore. These are just tastes of what you'll find on Adelphia. With multiple screens of your favorite premium channels, Adelphia is giving you more choices than ever. Experience Adelphia today.
At Joe's Crab Shack, we've gone shrimp crazy.
Hey, Joe!
Joe knows shrimp, Joe knows fun. So bring the whole family and get your tail into Joe's. Celebrate with Joe's and create your own shrimp combo for only $9.99. There's Diablo shrimp, fried shrimp, grilled shrimp, shrimp scampi, coconut shrimp, and much more. Joe knows you love shrimp. So for a limited time, create your own shrimp combo for only $9.99. An overabundance of shrimp at a really great price. Go shrimp crazy, only at Joe's Crab Shack.
Senior Bowl Saturday. The NFL draft season begins now as David Carr, Marquise Walker, and Alex Brown lead the nation's standout seniors. He's gone! The 2002 Senior Bowl, 5 o'clock today on ESPN.
Cruiserweight fight. Vasily Yurov versus Jorge Castro. Friday night fights, 8 p.m. Friday on ESPN2. Oh.
What is the scent of an avalanche? Smell this.
Avalanche, a refreshing new scent from Speed Stick.
Cool.
Inspired by the power of nature. Protection that smells good.
How does lightning smell? Smell this.
Lightning, an intense new scent from Speed Stick.
Nice.
Inspired by the power of nature. Protection that smells good.
Welcome back to an entirely different race in which we left you. David Villeman has taken the lead when Pastrana went down. And it's Villeman, LaRocco in second, Ramsey in third, Pastrana in fourth. And that's the way it stands.
Well, Pastrana is limping around with a broken bike. His handlebars have been bent. This is what happened to Travis. He comes up short. This is entering the 3 plateaus after the sand. He gets a little off timing there. He's lucky he didn't get hurt. He was able to bail out of that and save himself, but the bike is really bent.
Ricky Carmichael is still trying to come up through the pack. He's in the top 6. As Pastrana, there you see him, battling through this race course. We've seen him in all kinds of adverse conditions with his bike just hang on. And here's our leader, David Villeman.
Well, this is what I wanted
for
to see.
3 in a row.
Look at LaRocco is not letting him off the hook.
Will Mike LaRocco win his first in a long time?
He's been closing on Villeman this entire race. Both these guys coming from behind. LaRocco from a lot further behind.
1995 at Pontiac was LaRocco's last 250 Supercross win. And he's banging on the door with 6 laps to go. LaRocco has shown us so many good moves this year.
Whether Villeman wins this race or not, he has proven to be that he is for real. He can come from behind. He can be smart and ride through the wreckage. He's done that. So is LaRocco, but we've seen that from LaRocco for a decade. From Villeman, I have not seen it.
Can Villeman become the first rider for Yamaha ever to win the first 3 races of a season? That's including some great ones like Hannah. Here comes LaRocco, the challenge.
He's setting him up, just like Pastrana set up Wyndham.
The crowd anticipates. Villeman likes to know where he is. LaRocco, Villeman. LaRocco! Who would guess suggests that this season might be a battle between LaRocco and Villeman instead of McGrath and Carmichael. So far here in the early going, it is.
Villeman is tired. He cannot fight the strength and resolve of Mike LaRocco, who always comes through the pack. Mike is gone. He is so steady. He was mad at himself for last weekend, riding too cautious in the early part of the race. He threw it away. Here, he was not going to make that same mistake.
Paul Delurier, you saw his mechanic. He's the one that prepares the bike. Villeman a little fishtail through the loops. And here's Ricky Carmichael, who's moved into the top 5.
He's closing down on Travis, who's just at the end of the whoops right there, and ahead of these guys in third still. And I'm very impressed is Nathan Ramsey. We haven't said a word about him, but man, he has been right there the whole time running this pace.
Mike LaRocco came into this race 8 points behind Villeman in the championship race. He would gain 3 if it stays this way.
I'm impressed. I thought Villeman looked a little tired. He made some mistakes after LaRocco got around. It indicated to me that maybe he just had it. Second would be good enough, considering what kind of a main event this has been. But he still wants this win. And when they get into these lap riders, he may be able to benefit, because the lap riders a lot of times don't realize the leaders are coming.
Jeremy McGrath, he's currently in 8th.
He's still riding tight, but he has done a lot better than he's improved each week. This is not like McGrath. I mean, McGrath had a lot higher expectations than this, but he's been able to improve. Arm pump, if that's what it is, won't last an entire season. He probably just needs to drink some of that Bud Light, relax a little bit, take the pressure off himself.
Here's really a dilemma. Michael Byrne went down, and these riders are having to go through the yellow flag area, but Byrne in the middle of the course. They got through okay. LaRocco into the sand.
He was able to put a little bit of time on between himself and Villeman that time. And Travis has recovered. It's amazing that he's able to ride that bike. It's bent, no front number plate. It's a bad crash. He's still keeping pace. In third, he's holding Carmichael back there.
Less than 3 laps to go. LaRocco, 2 races, 2 podiums. Can he get his first win since 1995? He's consistent as always.
Yeah, but it was business as usual. And he had Villeman just having so much good fortune out front. No one was really taking the series by the horns. I thought maybe Travis was. A big mistake. Now, LaRocco is letting everybody know that he can win. He means business. And this championship, this might be his. It might be his turn.
2 laps to go now. He had a good shot at winning the opener. His pressure on RC caused the mistake, but Ricky went down and Mike couldn't avoid him, and he came back for a 2nd place in that race. But he's out in front now.
Well, I've nicknamed him the Rock. This guy is rock solid. He doesn't make mistakes down the stretch. He gets faster. He's always the fastest rider on the track at the end of the race. So Villeman is going to have to hope for some kind of a mistake, very uncharacteristic mistake from LaRocco to get this win.
Especially late in the race. It's great conditioning.
Still a fine ride by Villeman. I'm very impressed with both these guys. 1 lap to go.
The white flag is out. This could be Honda's first win since Kevin Windham won at Texas Stadium 44 events ago. The final lap for Mike LaRocco. He could become the 3rd rider to win on 3 brands.
Villeman has closed the gap just a little bit.
The crowd is anticipating a battle. You saw the blue streak behind LaRocco.
Oh, what a celebration this is going to be.
Mike LaRocco. Incredible.
And Travis Pastrana picks up 3rd.
LaRocco, the checkers. It's been a long time for Mike LaRocco since 1995. There's Villeman, and Pastrana got a 3rd.
Ramsey's front end washed out with 2 turns to go, and he gave 3rd to Travis, who stayed in that fight, bent bike and all.
Was this an incredible 250 main event in Anaheim? The Honda results page. It'll be curious to see where Ricky Carmichael finished. I believe he was 4th. Yes. LaRocco, Villeman, Pastrana, Carmichael. Ramsey picked up and got a 5th. And McGrath posted a 9th. Wyndham faded to 10th. Well, Mike LaRocco is usually a quiet-spoken person. I'll bet he's got a lot to say tonight when Davey Coombs talks to him on the podium when we return.
There's never been a better time to hit the road because it's Suzuki Fest time. Let us reward you when you buy a new Suzuki motorcycle. Suzuki Fest rewards as low as 4.95% APR financing for 60 months. Available on cruisers like the Marauder 800. Or get a sport bike like the Katana 600 at a great rate too. Or how about up to $600 in your choice of free accessories? Virtually anything you want. Our deals have never been this good. But hurry in because Suzuki Fest ends soon.
Nothing like the open road.
Yeah, too bad we're out of gas.
Ooh, somebody's coming. Hey, buddy, how about a lift?
No riders. Not even for $1?
Dollar don't buy much, mister.
It does if you dial 10-10-220.
Yeah, all calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents.
Yep, and 7 cents a minute after 20.
20 minutes for 99 cents? You bought yourself a ride. You gotta sit in the back.
Great trip.
Oh, be quiet.
Dial 10-10-220.
Cold symptoms making it hard to focus? Get Dayquil, the daytime non-drowsy, congested, stuffy head, sore throat, coughing, aching, fever, so you can get back your day medicine. Dayquil from the makers of NyQuil.
Have a great day.
Come to Pep Boys for all of your car care needs. Buy an Energizer battery starting as low as $69.99. Get an Energizer battery at Pep Boys today and we'll guarantee it for 24 months and give you free jumpstart service for 3 years. Come to Pep Boys for an Energizer battery today.
In an SEC showdown, the Tide battle the powerful Wildcats. Alabama, Kentucky, tonight at 8 on ESPN.
Round 3 of VA Sports Supercross has been brought to you by Suzuki, the reigning AMA 125 East Region Supercross and Arena Cross champion. Speed Stick Power of Nature for protection that smells good. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. Mike LaRocco got his 9th career victory here in Anaheim tonight, but it was his first win in Anaheim. Davey Coombs is with him.
Well, Mike, I think your board said it best. You're back.
Yeah, all I can say is finally. I mean, I felt good for the last few years, but finally my Doc Martens Amazon Honda stands on top of the podium. That's great.
I know you didn't get another good start, but man, you fought your way up through. What did you think when you saw Pastrana land there?
Well, I was thinking good because I didn't know if I'd catch him. He got out and he's been riding really good, so I was glad to see he was up, but I was glad to see he was behind me.
REA Sports Rider of the Week, Mike LaRocco. It's been 7 years between wins. The all-time Ironman of this sport, who started more main events than anyone, is still on the winning scene. He is back, and it tightens up the Honda point standings. Villeman only 5 points ahead of Mike LaRocco at this point. Let's go back to Davey.
David, you didn't get the win, but you keep the hot streak going. Nice ride for second.
Yeah, I rode really good and got a little tight, the motos. Mike caught me and had time, wolves. That's racing. I lost a little bit of time with one cat at the beginning of the race, but that's okay. I'll be back next week, maybe a little better.
Still have the points lead. And Travis, man, so close to that first win.
So close and yet so far away. Man, I was cruising out there. I felt good. The Suzuki's doing good. Kevin and I got, back out in front, so I felt really relaxed, and my big feet went and hit the neutral, so I flipped over the bars, but I'll be back for next weekend.
The smiling Pastrana, it's good that he wasn't hurt in that mishap. Our next telecast coming from Phoenix, Arizona. Round 4. That's one you won't want to miss, that's for sure. Coming up next, James Stewart and the 125s from Anaheim. Art Ekman for David Bailey, Davey Coombs. So long, everyone. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.